Well, I apologize for my consistency of videos lately, and my top 10 list, I just dropped my two or three videos just dropped, and one of the games I haven't revealed yet is this. And now let's get right to it, so we can actually move on from this game to the current game, and then back to the old game, and then that's all. Let's go. Assassin's Creed Unity, just to give you a little backstory of me and Assassin's Creed franchise. I love the franchise. I'm always fascinated with it. All its time settings, the historic accuracy on the events, and all that type of crap. And the first game that I liked of the Assassin's Creed franchise is number 2. Assassin's Creed 2 is also known as. And that was a decent ass game. And then Brotherhood came, and it's still good, but it didn't have that good ability of Assassin's Creed 2. And then Revelations came out, which is the best emotional game of the franchise since 2. And then 3 came out. Oh, I will get to that one, because you're gonna be out review will be full of spoilers when I get a chance. And I have played that game, but and then Assassin's Creed 4 came out and became the best game since 2 of the franchise. And then this piece of shit came out. Assassin's Creed Unity. The game's good looking, I give it that, but overall the game, what do I think of it? Exactly. Not my favorite game of the franchise. That game kind of ruined what's good about the Assassin's Creed franchise. It made the hugest, boring ass game ever in terms of story. The story's not as good as the other games. It's not as interesting. The only time it gets interesting is until they get rid of the love story. That's my problem with the game. It feels like Twilight. But with Assassin's Creed, I hope it's not in Syndicate, because if it's in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I'll be going like this and never play an Assassin's Creed game until I hear good ratings. And I will be completely avoiding it. But overall, guys, the game has got decent combat, but if you compare it to Shadow of Mordor, the combat seemed a little bit slow, if you know what I mean. And the climbing mechanics is it's just basically on button, and it's not as challenging. And I played Assassin's Creed 2, and that's challenging on climbing. They made it easier on 3, which I kind of lost the challenge. You know what I mean? But who else to complain about? Now let's get to the story of the game. What are my full thoughts on it? Well, the game's story is, it starts off very great. It feels like an Assassin's Creed game again. And it starts off very fresh. And it did indicate there was a love story, but it didn't make a huge distraction during the start. It's only until around Singles 3, 4, or 5 where it starts going downhill. Where the game gets too distracted with the love story, with the love interest, so I kind of go, can we get back to the Templars, please? Please? And that's the biggest failure. The game keeps on getting us distracted. By the time we get to the Templar kills, I go, now this is Assassin's Creed game, and it's challenging, and I will give the stuff and mechanics very, as it says. It's good as hell. It's challenging, and I will get to the Black Flag review, but this game is challenging. Like, you can't really feel like you can beat it because of that stealth mechanic. And I just basically ran, and it's frustrating as hell when you're trying to complete it if you're fast running, if you're a fast gamer. But that's it. Now we can move that a little bit off. And then the love story comes full on, and then incoming spoilers for this bit. The main character Arno, who's the new Assassin's guy, they made him likable, but he's not likable as Ezio, or toughness of Connor, or the tactic mind of Altair. Doesn't feel that right. Or the charismatic as what's his name? Wood. Yeah, as charismatic as Wood. I forgot one more bit. Arno is none of that. I feel like he's one of the weakest characters in the Assassin's Creed franchise. When you see him full force, he's just emotionless. He tries to be full of emotion, but he doesn't have enough emotion to convince me he's torn by it. And they completely didn't have the references to Rogue. And I decided not to play Rogue because it looks exactly like Black Flag. And that's why I avoided Rogue. But guys, a love story, I had to go full on this because, like I said earlier, incoming spoilers. And there's a character named Elise, which you introduced early on in the game, as a little kid, playing around with her, and then later you become an adult, I'll skip all that part of doing that, going blah 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 and all that. When you get to sequence 11 or 10, you become like this. I don't feel like it's Assassin's Creed story anymore. Call me blasphemous all you want, but it's just my feeling. I kind of felt distracted, and like I have this on. Really? 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 That's what I felt in this game. I felt like the game could have been good. Now the gameplay very quick. Gameplay is fun. It's still fun, but it's slow compared to Shadow of Mordor, where Shadow of Mordor is very quick in its combat. And if you compare it to Unity, it feels slow, like this slow. That's slow. It may get speed up within the combat, but it doesn't feel that quick. And the parry system completely replaces the counter system, which I'd rather have the counter system. Like, if you don't know what I mean, I'll show gameplay on screen just to show what the counter system is in the previous games.
Order!
Now compare it to Unity. Unity completely ruins the fun. The fun is going string, stop an attack, and then slice them. That's the fun of the game. Counter and then slice. That shows you very good warrior that just goes straight to killing that person. The only way to get that fun is to actually parry, whack, 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 then take the next guy, parry again, eventually gets to low enough health and it goes like this, and that's when you strike, like go stab in the balls and then slice, and all that. And that's ruins the fun of the game. But now the verdict of this game, as an Assassin's Creed fan myself, I felt really disappointed at the end of the game. It really annoyed my other two brothers, my oldest brother, I mean, that played Assassin's Creed franchise longer than I did. And my second oldest brother, who hasn't played this game yet, it's up to him to decide. But I'm going against Syndicate just to determine if they still got it and redeemed themselves for Unity